The calendar just hit February. I can't take it. Bro, I'm laying out here like it's the freaking desert. I need some water, and I need some news now, or I'm gonna just, die. We just released the game. What should we do? Fix it? Nah. Don't want to beat the dead horse, Okay, no, seriously, what do we actually need? To figure out all this confusing stuff, join me, Mr. John Poryleaks, on this epic adventure to figure out what Pokemon Scarlet and Violet need for some great DLC. First things first, as you know, Pokemon has gone through many releases over the past 25 years, going all the way from Pokemon Red and Blue to Scarlet and Violet. The pattern of game releases stayed true to its origins since its conception by Game Freak in 1996, and followed a set path by releasing traditional mainline entry games as well as remakes. An example of such would be Gen 3, how they released Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby, and then a few years later, they come out with Emerald, and in between Emerald, there was Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Usually what they would need to incorporate is adding enhancements and features, gimmicks and new aesthetics. With my 32-bit graphics and a bottle of Henny. Swish swish bam baby, instant classic. Mwah! Bon appetit. Okay, jokes aside, they had to bring something to the table, and it was exactly that, an improvement. However, everything changed when Pokemon Go attacked the mobile scene in 2016. It was as if a paradigm shift happened. Things did not merely stay the same at all. Now, after multiple decades and many generations of games, the time was ripe and the doubloons were out for the taking. With that year came no Pokemon X, Y, and Z. Okay, no third version then? Boom, a year passed by and Pokemon Sun and Moon were announced. Poof, third versions were never to be seen again. So what's the replacement for a third game, you ask? Well, it's a concept called DLC. Downloadable content, baby. Just what I needed. It was on that day, a cold E3 show floor. It was then the legend himself, John Omori, and Masuda, the keeper of 151, the game's director, Shigeru Omori, and the industry legend, Junichi Masuda, then broke the news that Pokemon Sword and Shield will have no national dex, and the region will be capped to 400 Pokemon. And that's when things got a little bit rough. And then eventually, DLC was announced a couple months after the game came out. Then we were hit with 2 waves of DLC, one in the summer and one in the winter. And that's where we are today. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are now released. Will DLC happen in the same approach? Or will it be a little bit different this time? And what should we expect? Yeah, let's get with the program already. This isn't our first rodeo with DLC. In fact, this is now our second. So we sort of have a feel for what to expect and not to expect for a new DLC. If Pokemon Sword and Shield are to be followed for some sort of strategy on deploying DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, this would mean that they should be releasing 2 waves of DLC, one in the summer and one right just before the holidays. And with that, following up with a complete edition copy of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the DLCs included. If this is indeed the case, how would you split up the DLC? When it comes to content, that is. So far, the idea is Wave 1, the hidden section of the map in Paldea, followed by Wave 2, which would be an expansion on Area 0. Hypothetically, the order can be flip-flopped in both directions. We don't know which one exactly comes first or last. The current theories out there about the DLC are rather interesting and brain-stimulating, The Hopium dispensary is on full blast. Wave 1, the hidden section of the map. What is Mr. Omori really hiding? That empty section to the right side of the map looks really kinda sus. Big brain time. What could it be? There are a couple of theories actually. The main one that seems to be floating around is that the empty section of the map could be the Kalos region. Or it could be similar to the situation with the CV Islands, where it is a blend of Kalos and Paldea. Or it could just be more Paldea, with nothing to do with Kalos at all. So what's going to happen at that section of the map then? Well, another rumor is that there will be another school incorporated into the game, a rival to the Naranja and Uva academies. There has been a rumor that has strengthened this by the Riddler. It seems people are not really sure what will happen there or go on in those parts of the map. However, the intrigue is there.
What you listening to, son?
I don't think you like it.
Well, why not? I like this new generation of music.
Wave 2! Area Zero, what's really going down under there? Area Zero is supposedly rumored to be a big section of the map that will be improved upon currently. And where would this location be? In the middle of the map, of course. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet currently have many references in the forms of sketches and drawings of Pokemon that currently do not exist in the region. These undiscovered Pokemon have been found in the Scarlet book and the Violet book. These are the Pokemon that have been referenced in those books. First in the Scarlet book is Virizion, as in Paradox Virizion, which looks like Virizion and Terrakion. They might not be the same Pokemon, but they do look very similar. The Violet book is represented by Suicune, Paradox Suicune. Both of the Japanese names for these Pokemon had been apparently leaked by the legend himself, Kaka. Yes, the one and only Kaka. Put respect on his name. The biggest deal of Area Zero is going to be the third legendary Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Both the Scarlet and Violet books do reference the third legendary Pokemon and show a sketch drawing of it. It's not a quite in-depth picture, but it does show us a little bit of what to expect. A large crystal ball Pokemon apparently responsible for the terrestrialization of all the Pokemon in Paldea? Now that's an interesting sandwich. It is possible that Area Zero does indeed go deeper to the core, and that could be where the legendary third Pokemon does reside. But to figure that out, we'll have to wait and see. And that about sums up the rumors around Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. But let me ask you this, OP. Will Mr. Masuda deliver? Who knows? I'm excited to see. Oh crap, he's online.